The following is an important message from the AMA. Attention! If you or someone you love has viewed the box score and are experiencing side effects, you need to dial the number on your screen right now. You may be entitled to absolutely zero compensation. Viewers of the box score have experienced sadness, boredom, and extreme sleepiness. Side effects may also include the constant shouting of mock headlines.
End it like Beckham? Donovan won't go out like this.
Making fun of people with broken glasses. Claiming that Swedish hockey players are actually IKEA furniture pieces. Taking shots of rum while alone at work. Getting abandoned by your only friends when you speak. Believing in ghosts. And an irrational love for Tim Kawakami. Some serious cases have included rapid weight loss, thyroid eye syndrome, and even death. If you are suffering from any of these side effects, especially death, please contact the box score for your zero compensation settlement. Please report all side effects after viewing the box score, which starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Power Column for Box Score.
Hello, and welcome to the box score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danette in Milford, Connecticut. McLovin, boy, you had an expose in the Philadelphia Exponent that the guys went over this morning. Are you still riding high off of your 5 minutes of fame?
I don't want to jinx it, but that's not the only feature on me that is in the works right now, Brock.
Oh.
Yeah. I got to tell you.
30 for 30?
There really hasn't been much talk about documentary, but I've done a few interviews for Profiles of late. Not to brag, but the Jewish Exponent might be the highest circulation of anything that I'll be in.
Is this true?
Yeah, I did.
The Dartmouth Daily Journal?
I don't want to jinx it, but I was interviewed by the Dartmouth Alumni Magazine.
Nice.
Yeah, but they didn't ask for quotes. This one is much more extensive, but I think this one is probably seen by more.
Is the Dartmouth thing, are you worried that's going to be a blurb and not an article?
I know it's going to be a blurb. I've already seen the format.
It's still something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Seton, do you think there's any jealousy brewing in the back row over this coverage?
I don't know about the back row, but there sure is in the front row.
Front row.
Nah. I don't know. Fritzy, he already sort of started this whole thing off when he was interviewed about LeBron, the possibility of LeBron going to the Knicks. So Fritzy's been doing this
TV
kind of
producer.
thing for years.
Yeah.
Television producer Todd Fritz. We got about 4 years worth of material out of that. So I think Fritzy's good. Last thing in the world he wants is special attention from somebody.
Wait, I
do like the Jewish public.
I had an exchange with the author. I said, hey, Todd's a little upset that he hasn't been featured. And he wrote back, oh my God, I would do a feature on Fritzy in a second. Does he want to do one? I'm like, that really makes me feel special.
Even though I have no connection to
Thanks, John Marks of the Jewish Exponent.
I didn't know he was interested.
Is there a Brighton Beach Jewish periodical that you're a fan?
Not that I'm aware of, but I've been Googling and trying to investigate that because I don't want to use the word hurt. That's a little dramatic, but it would be nice if I got contacted by NYU for a blurb or a Jewish publication that would be interested to hear what I had to say, even though I'd be rambling on and it would take a terrible turn with adult entertainment and time alone in a hotel room. But it's still nice to be asked, even if I end up not being able to even use a lot of the things I would say.
You've written letters to a certain magazine that
I have.
published.
There have been forums, I think they call them. And you write some things and hope that it'll get in there. And you subscribe. And
Something about when you were installing air conditioners back in the 80s and things went. Yeah.
A little too hot in here, something comes off.
Little fantasies about the Bengals and things like that.
Maybe a magazine will contact you after they see this bar mitzvah that you're throwing for your son. Fritzy, is there a magazine or a periodical that you would want to do an article on you?
I don't know if it still exists. There used to be something called the Jewish Press. I would, in my apartment building in Brooklyn, living 2 floors
Didn't Dean
down.
Smith run the Jewish Press in 74, 75?
Yeah, Larry Brown was
He did it very well.
Yeah.
It was like his version of like the triangle.
I wasn't around, but I remember reading about it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, because it was like it was the triangle and then the other triangle,
Sure.
like the Star of David. It was like a double triangle.
David, the double triangle.
And,
5 points of hell.
He'd give out gefilte fish and matzah and potato latkes to those that did really, really well at the end of the game. Instead of the game ball, you get like the game matzah ball.
I'm down.
That's what they would do. But yeah, the Jewish Press is something.
So you're saying, wait, by the way, in all seriousness, you want to be interviewed by a Jewish paper, not like a GQ or Esquire?
Well, if I had to pick something, it would be, I could be dramatic and say cover of Sports Illustrated or Time magazine or, Newsweek or something like that. But knowing where I am on the food chain of importance, it would be nice. My grandfather used to always read religiously the Jewish press. He'd eat his licorice and he'd sit there reading the Jewish press. And may he rest in peace. He would have been very proud of me if somehow there was a little feature in the Jewish press.
Yeah,
Like a little cartoon
think you're
character,
jealous,
and it
Fritzy.
said "Abi gesund" in the bubble. I don't know what that even means.
I don't think you're jealous, Fritzy. Maybe just a little misunderstood. And of course, you took to the box today to explain it all to us.
Knowing that I'm Jewish and sitting right next to McLovin, you would think I would have maybe had an opportunity, if not to have my own piece or my own column in a separate newspaper, whether it be in Pennsylvania or some other part of the country, or right here in my state of Connecticut. But that's besides the point. It would have been nice to get a little quote. I would have said all nice things. It would have made the piece even fluffier than it already was put together. But that's all right. It's all good. I just I think that I'm someone that's worth sitting down with for not some big Time magazine piece or anything like that, but a little blurb here or there to represent the Jewish tradition and the Jewish people along with McLovin. That would be nice.
Wah, wah, wah. How do you think Seton and I feel? We have zero chance of being in the Jewish Times or
Very
whatever it's
little.
called.
Very
I
little.
mean,
We didn't get asked for a quote.
But they should
of
mix it up
anything.
a little bit. Why
The
does it have to be
Gentiles
Jewish?
barely even got like a hello, how are you?
yeah.
Dan got
He was
some
not
flag.
Gentile with us. He was very mean.
And he should mix it up a little bit and make an exception to the rule and bring in our non-Jewish friends for a couple of quotes.
Dan has had several articles written about him, and he had a book about him and Keith called The Big Show. I mean, publishers aren't exactly knocking. Should the Danettes co-write a book? Like, not like a tell-all book, but like
Well, then what is there?
the Dan Patrick. Dan and Keith had a book that was just like.
I thought about that before. I thought,
Yeah.
and I mentioned this a few years ago to
It's not a
someone.
tell-all.
If we did like a Christmas time coffee table book,
Yeah.
this day in sports history or something like that. But why would anyone want to put our names on it? Like,
That's a
how would
very
that
good question.
spike sales? It might be good for us, but I can't think in any way how someone go, oh yeah, those guys are fantastic.
Yeah, they'd have to
I
have
mean,
some kind of
there's a group
salacious
of people who
slogan.
think
Like
they're great.
78 to 123 people would buy it.
Right.
But what about an easy?
Easy. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
That sounds like too much work.
See, and I have a better chance of getting interviewed by Jet than the.
We have a better chance of getting an internet book published anyway. Than,
I would say we go online, self-publish. Yeah.
Let's just do it that way.
We're really organized.
Well, McLovin, if you did write a book, what were the chances that it would be made a movie?
Wow. I'd say the book is unlikely. The movie is
You have
next
connections,
to
though.
impossible.
We've run into some people through Dan that might be able to move things along.
The Danettes, what would the plot be? Like, what would, you know how the Social Network sort of made something out of, like, could there be like a Social Network type movie about the Danettes? Like, you could have the past, like.
What exactly is the arc of the story? Like, what's the end of it?
Well,
I
like-
understand starting the show, but then how does the show
very
end?
open.
Well, it starts with a yellow, spiky-haired Seton O'Connor running around, and your post office days. Paul Papps, of course,
DJing at a country western nightclub.
DJ country. Me as a buried deep in boxes as a paralegal, and Fritzy as a camp counselor.
Selling things
And
at
it's
the
an
wrong
incredible
prices.
career arc to the four Danettes.
Making my own
And
prices.
it could be like a youth thing. Like you could have like Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan.
I don't know that I'm ready for my post office days to come out in the open just yet. I'm pretty comfortable with a lot. I don't know about those
Moved on.
days
You
just
moved
yet.
on.
Maybe we can move it a little further
You
down
closed
the
that
road.
chapter.
Maybe a nice pop-up book, Fritzy in the hotel room, a little lotion bottle pops up, TV,
Pop-up
Cinemax.
book. Now,
Yeah.
see, now you're bringing some creativity.
Now we're cooking with gas. All right, coming up, the man cave is desperate need of some repairs. Maybe the Danettes need a new stadium, much like the NFL teams. Hey, if you're moving your NFL team, throw everything in the back of a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. If you're going from San Diego to LA, throw the Spanos family back in there. And whatever, maybe a powder blue jerseys. You're heading up to LA, up to Inglewood, where they're up to no good. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram.
Leaking pretty good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Here you go. I got this. Here you go.
Yeah, I don't.
Ooh, man, that's a puddle.
Yeah, we got.
All right, you do the show. We'll take care of it.
Wait, it's raining on the
They're
ducks.
used to that, no
Oh,
worries.
the ducks are okay with
Totally
that?
okay with that. Arizona State would not be good.
Do we have a towel?
I got it. Let me take care of it. All right.
That'll pretty much do it.
Yep.
Welcome back to the box score, guys. It looks like you sprung a leak up in the roof there. Paulie, you guys gonna hop up there and try to caulk that thing shut after the box score?
We might have to because there's supposed to be more rain on the way. But what was really impressive was the quick response of our backroom staff that is in charge of preparing and maintaining the studio. Some are here, some are in town. You never know when they're going to be at work. So I'm sure they'll get on it at some point. So far, no.
Maybe 2 days can go put some of his hair goop up there and close up the hole. Not the only thing that was broken, though, today in the man cave. Your Mattingly mannequin fell to pieces today while you guys are trying to dress that. You're putting on socks. And apparently, Fritzy not familiar with how to put a sock on a human foot. You guys broke it right in half. I was thinking of some sort of sex ed here, but Danny seemed to help here. What went wrong here?
Actually, everything went right here. This is kind of what I was hoping for with the look-in. I was like, if this dummy falls apart and we're all grabbing different areas that we don't look good on TV, that'll work. Fritzy was very comfortable with a man with no underwear on, so he was right in his wheel. You know, Fritzy was right in the mix.
Brought back some bachelor parties.
I've never seen him get up so fast.
Fleet of foot there. Well, speaking of moving around there, some NFL teams are thinking of moving to Los Angeles. You guys had Sam Farmer on from, I believe it was the LA Times, and talked about some of the goings-on at the meetings out there in Chicago.
The league really wants to hit a sweet spot here, not expose these teams to being lame ducks for too long, and yet take a vote early enough, maybe as early as December, so that the team that ultimately does move to LA, if that does happen, that team will have enough ramp-up time to start selling season tickets in LA. And this is one thing that will come out of this meeting. The league is going to start taking deposits on season tickets, even though we don't know which team or teams are coming or which site's been chosen. They're going to already start so they can build like a quality season ticket list that they know people who are going to buy tickets.
Well, it's interesting. Actually, Paulie brought it up before. I hadn't thought about it. You do not want to name an LA team in September and then have that team playing in the lame duck season all year. But it's funny. We spent a week in LA just recently, and I think I find myself considering myself partly an LA expert these days, and I think that's a very misplaced area of effort. Because, like, listen, you know, if you want a faster way to get out to Carson, you can take Sepulveda over to Pico. You can jump on the 405, whatever you want.
Take the 110.
I learned just enough LA terminology to feel that I'm dangerous in this area, but
did you feel something in the air about this I can't wait
oh my
LA
God.
team?
I felt apathy in the air.
I didn't feel anything at all. And granted, it's a year or two or whatever away, and nothing's a done deal yet, and they don't know which teams or which city it's going to be in. But with all the things we did and saw when we go to LA, it didn't seem like there was this major desire, people banging on doors.
How would we know? How would we have noticed it?
Just in general.
You expecting rallies and protests and people on the street?
Yeah,
like,
people on the 405. Like when OJ was buying the Broncos, like where's our NFL team?
You walk into a bar in Chicago and someone's going to ask, hey, what do you think of Jay Cutler? You walk into a bar in LA, I heard a lot of people brought the Dodgers to me.
But they don't have a team to talk about, so I mean, you can't really expect to see like billboards for a fictitious team. I know what Fritzy's saying.
Walk into Salt Lake City and, you know, it's like...
There's not a buzz for football either.
There. Yeah, there's not really a buzz.
I do think that...
It might be.
I do think it's going to be interesting, though. I think it's going to be interesting, though, if the NFL pushes it back another year. Because this topic, you know, we're on in LA, and we like to... I actually find the topic quite interesting because of the lack of teams. In such a monstrous market, there's so many people there. You think 8 games a year would be a layup, but...
Well, that's why it doesn't really matter what, like, no offense, the people of LA want.
Yeah.
The NFL couldn't care less about that. The people in the NFL want the team there,
Right.
and that's who's going to decide it.
But
it's not like there was some, national poll that was like, what city should get a team this year? They're like, no, it's Los Angeles. It's the second biggest market in the country. We need a team there.
This is all wild speculation. Let's stay on that topic, though, of wild speculation. Seton, the boss said he was going to take you to Foxborough. Is this really happening, or is he just blowing smoke up your backside?
If you wanted to know my percentage of that, I think it's actually going to happen. I'm going to be really optimistic and give it maybe 10%.
Okay, wait a second. Go back to a week ago, the percentage of chance you thought we'd get there, and go back to today.
Right.
And go to today. You think it's raised?
Well, I'm at least getting some email about, hey, is this going to happen or not? So that bumped it up about 9.5% to the 10%.
Dan Patrick, a journalist, announced on national TV that we, including the Danettes, are going to. So why don't we, whether the show's going there or not, we all go to the game.
And just not show up for work?
Because he didn't say we're doing the show there. He said we're going to Foxborough for the opener. You know, I'm sure NBC would be nice enough to give us a couple tickets, maybe even like 2, and we could buy.
Oh, see, that's complete. I wasn't talking about that.
Yeah. But the show.
I've been talking about us doing the show there.
Yeah.
As to whether or not someone's going to get us tickets to opening game of the Patriots, I haven't seen anything like that broached whatsoever.
What do you think a better chance, doing the show there or actually attending?
Doing the show there.
That's correct.
Snowball's chance, I believe mathematicians say. All right, coming up, we hopped in the hypothetical machine once again. It's Know Your Row next. The Box Score presents Great Moments in DP Show History.
You look at that. I'm coming.
Thanks for watching Great Moments in DP Show History. Welcome back to Box Score. Rodney Harrison graced us with his presence earlier today, and he usually hard-hitting facts, usually in McLovin's chest. Anyway, he's a regular guest, so we hopped in the hypothetical machine and asked the Danettes if they could have one regular guest be a co-host with them on a separate show. Who would it be? Let's play this.
Know Your Row!
Co-host with us on a separate show?
All right, once again, it is which regular guest would you want to co-host your show with? Your own show. We will start with the front row. Seaton, which regular DP show guest is Paulie co-hosting a show with?
Regular guest, first one that came to mind is Chris Mannix. Genevieve Morton would be great, but I don't think Paulie would go there.
Ooh.
I scared her off.
You know what? I gotta go with the first name that jumped out at me was Chris Mannix. I'm gonna go with that.
Is it Chris Mannix?
I would go Chrissy Teigen. She's really good on TV. She's funny, she's open-minded, and she's smart, and she doesn't get enough credit for it. But I've seen her on a few different TV shows before. She knows what she's doing.
I think I get half credit. I got Chris right.
Yeah.
You get the Chris part right.
I think I was thinking a non-sports show. I saw Chrissy Teigen. She was part of some travel show last year. I don't remember which network it was on. It was good. She was busting chops and having fun with the owners of this inn, and I think she'd be perfect in that kind of setting where just flick the camera on, tell Chrissy to cut loose, and have another person kind of with the structure of the show. I think that'd be really good for her.
Okay, well, to the back row and a chance to grab the lead. Fritzy, who is going to be McLovin's co-host for his own show?
I'm going to go with the first name that came to mind because, again, the Philly connection and the personality. And I think I said this, but Charles Barkley is what I'm going to go with.
Is it Sir Charles Barkley?
Not as fun.
If I could have any show about anything, that's obvious. Chrissy Teigen and McLovin talk history. Oh, man. I didn't remember that. I thought it was Charles.
Like the Louisiana Purchase?
Are we about to go 4 for 4?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
I don't know
Wow.
why that's what
Yeah. Paulie and I went Chrissy Teigen, and you guys, so you two would be the first
I would have
one.
went with the woman.
Wow. This is very
I thought you were
interesting.
going to
Muy
I would give us a
interesante.
good guess.
Back to the front row. Paulie, which regular guest is Seaton going to co-host the show with?
I was thinking Reggie Miller, because Reggie could talk about anything. Seat and Reggie get along great. I'm going to go with that, even though it's probably Chrissy Teigen.
Okay, is it Reggie Miller?
I would want somebody like Chrissy Teigen. She's got like a ton of fun, a beautiful woman, gets a lot of attention, and I get the chance to sort of play the straight guy, where she could be like the wacky, awesome one. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah. Although I'm getting a little disappointed though that nobody said Tim Kawakami yet.
Oh, dude, you stole my line for Fritzy.
Because
Dude, you can cover the Niners. You could cover Stanford football.
Yeah.
San Jose Sharks.
there's nobody
Raiders.
more versatile right now.
Warriors.
The Warriors or
The Warriors. Sure.
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
to.
Little
Got that
Sacramento.
Pinch.
whole section.
Chrissy
Last
Teigen.
one is for the back row and the Wind. Wind, McLovin, who is co-hosting alongside T-Frizzle?
See, I'm not going to overthink myself here. You know, I could think of Todd will probably say something dumb like
honestly
John.
don't remember what I
He'll
said.
probably say John Smoltz or something that makes no sense. But I'm gonna say Chrissy Teigen.
Is it Chrissy Teigen?
Gloria.
I'm gonna go with Chris Rock because I just love comedy. I don't know if he'd necessarily be the greatest host as far as hosting skills over the years. I'm sure there's better choices just as far as having those types of abilities. But if I want to just have a great time and look forward to work every day and just laugh like crazy, I'd grab Chris Rock in a heartbeat.
How many times has Chris Rock been on in the last
if it's a
5
regular
years?
guest, I may have misheard the question, or maybe it wasn't. I didn't interpret it properly. Whatever it was, Chris Rock's been on a few times. I wouldn't say he's been on enough to call him a regular, so I may have screwed up.
Did you think about Chrissy Teigen?
That's all he does.
Yeah, Chrissy Teigen and Brooklyn Decker and Genevieve Morton. It's any of the women that have been on a fairly regular basis, are on my mind more than I'd like to admit. But for this particular game, I went with Chris Rock.
Well, the winning road today is nobody. Nobody wins, know your row. That's fine.
Chrissy Teigen wins.
Chrissy Teigen wins. And what does she win? Of course, it's got to be a Ram Heavy Duty. With its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower, can take her and John Legend all over this great nation of ours. Just throw the piano in the back and entertain the throngs of people. Oh, all of Ram, give me all of Ram. Guts, glory, Ram.
I hate when they try too hard. Like we're gonna be so deep or mysterious, or we're gonna try too hard, and that's what it was. It just felt like it was, let's be bizarre to be bizarre. You don't need to be. Yes.
True Detective is like the 1994 baseball season. Hey man, I just did 150 games. Watching all these games, I got no World Series. I got no payoff. Tony Gwynn's hitting what, 390, 395? There was no payoff. There was no we got there.
We are closing up shop here at the Box Score Saloon. The debate continued regarding True Detective Season 2 today. McLovin, are you jealous that Game of Thrones doesn't garner the same attention?
Yes. Yeah, it's a great point. Although Game of Thrones is like True Detective, it's a very dangerous spoiler thing. Like, you got to be really careful talking. But you guys have sort of gone off the rails with spoilers. You don't care that much about this.
The problem with Game of Thrones is that, if you're talking True Detective, you understand good guys, bad guys, cops, people stealing money, people killing each other, whatever, right? But if we were really going to debate whether or not Jon Snow is a White Walker, what the hell does that mean? What is the House of Baratheon and the Gondol?
Well, now you bring it up.
thing,
What's your hunch?
He's a system White Walker.
What the hell? I think he turned a little purple at the end.
Now that you brought it up, what's
You
your
can't actually talk about it that.
You think he's a White Walker?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Really?
No, we could spend
Jon
hours
Snow's a
on the
White
White Walker and
White
the
Walkers.
dragons
I'd rather
and
be
Jon
dead.
Snow and all this. But Paula, you suggested
Game of
yesterday
Thrones.
that you guys take a stab at who would be the cast of Season 3 for True Detective. So how about this? You start us off, Paulie. Give us your guess on who's going to be on there, and we'll keep track of it for you.
Man, you got to go big. I don't know if it's an attractive thing right now. I don't know if a big-time celebrity. Did you say Jim Carrey yesterday?
I did.
Man, that's interesting to me. And you said Bill Murray. Now, you couldn't have both comedians.
I'll tell you exactly who it's going to be. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody who is a hot movie star whose career has just started to go over the hill a little bit. Ryan Gosling will be one male star.
Oh, snap.
And Eddie Holmes.
I could see Gosling.
And no, they're going to have another woman star. I'm going to say reunited with Emma Stone after that Cameron Crowe flop.
She's not a cop.
She's not tough.
Yeah, but was Rachel McAdams a cop before this? Yeah, at least she killed vampires a couple times. You're right.
Seton, Paulie, any guesses?
Half right.
For some reason, I want to say Brad Pitt. He's
He's rumored in this. He was rumored in
Was he
the second
really?
one. Yeah, his name was brought up.
I could see him jumping in on this.
I think the Bill Murray one, I would love to see that, man. If you told me Bill Murray's in True Detective 3,
that'd be fun.
I'm in.
Fritzy, you never watch a show. Who do you think?
I could see Lucy Liu as a cop. Or
yeah.
Yeah, I just because of the Charlie's Angels thing. I can, she's got I don't want to say Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, but I don't know why that popped in a tight-fitting police uniform. Lucy Liu, she's tough.
Well, she was on Charlie's Angels. I'm going to go with Benicio del Toro and Rob Pattinson with special appearance by Jacqueline Smith. put some of that in your pipe. All right, Fritzy, who is on tomorrow?
William H. Eisen III of the Audience Network, of the NFL Network.
William?
William Rich? I don't know. What's
Richard?
Dick Eisen?
You just say Rich.
How about?
I'm trying to stretch it out.
Can I
because
take
he's
this
the only
line?
guest.
Rich Eisen's on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, we didn't have anyone booked for today, and it was a great show.
It all ends up working out. Rebecca Love Thursday. I can't give her enough love.
Oh, and next Monday, the winner of the NASCAR race. Who's on tomorrow? Rich Eisen.
Yeah, maybe Susie Schuster. We don't know. All right, we're back tomorrow, same time, same channel. The podcast is available on iTunes or podcast1.com. Cheers.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!